HarperCollins presents The Scapegoat, the brilliant, brief life of the Duke of Buckingham, written and read by Lucy Hughes-Hallett. For Dan, Lettuce and Mary, with love. Introduction. He was called a devil, a spotted monster, a comet that disrupted the natural order, scrambled social hierarchy, and set the music of the spheres a-jangle. He was accused of being a traitor to his country, an enemy of the people, and a regicide who poisoned the king who loved him. To royalists, he was the vulgar upstart who dragged the monarchy into disrepute and weakened it fatally. To Puritans and Republicans, he was the epitome of all the vices endemic at the degenerate court of the early Stuart kings. He was arrogant. He was greedy. His lust was insatiable. Yet here are the words with which those who knew him well described him: modest, courteous, kind, obliging, affectionate, generous, gracious, loving, and again, this is the word that recurs most insistently, modest. By all reliable accounts, George Villiers, the Duke of Buckingham, was really very nice. His beauty was extraordinary. Even those who hated him, and by the time of his death they were legion, never denied it. He was called the handsomest-bodied man in Europe, and one of the handsomest men in the whole world. 3 monarchs loved him. King James I of England, 6th of Scotland, addressed him as sweetheart, or as my sweet child and wife, shared his bed with him, and told him that he would rather die than live without him. King Charles I worshipped him as a nervous adolescent worships an older and infinitely more glamorous brother. The Queen of France, Anne of Austria, told a confidante that if it were possible for an honest wife to love anyone other than her husband, then Buckingham would be the man she chose. Many of her contemporaries believed that, honest or not, she had an affair with him. This book is about Buckingham, but is not about him alone. Buckingham was described by contemporaries as a meteor, a shooting star. In speaking of him, people turned to astronomy for their imagery, because he seemed to them so grand, so brilliant. But he was not really a far-off heavenly body. His glamour was dazzling, but his life was shaped by the world he inhabited. His story forms the spine of my narrative, but because no man is an island, it is also a book about a society, its pleasures and passions, its beliefs and its politics. In early 17th century England, punctilious good manners were juxtaposed with extreme violence. Letters were thickly laced with flattery, but a courtier might have his hand amputated for a breach of protocol. It was a period of transition in which the past and future jostled. Archaic political structures were challenged by world-altering novelties, the beginnings of print journalism, the increasing power of public opinion. The Middle Ages had yet to end. There were witches. Medicine was not so much a science as a symbolic code, as likely to kill as to cure. Meanwhile, the Enlightenment had begun. Francis Bacon, Buckingham's mentor, was the great proponent of empirical scientific investigation. Bacon is just one of the remarkable people who have a part in this story. John Tredescant designed Buckingham's parks and gardens. Ben Jonson and Inigo Jones collaborated on his party entertainments. Van Dyck and Rubens painted his portrait repeatedly. His political opponents included the great jurist Sir Edward Coke. William Laud, future Archbishop and martyr, wrote his speeches. Their world was both like ours.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?